Emma, hello. Yes, Sophie, first to comment today. Maybe, no, it was. Emma was second on my screen. It's Sophie, hello. Hi, Marie. Hello. Hi, Gemma and Denise. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. Hello. Hi, Donna, Amy, and Caroline. Hi, Sue and Sandy. Michaela, good evening. Hi, Tania. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Woohoo! Hi, Becky and Kat. Hi, Bronnie. Hi, Laura. I'm fine, thank you. I hope you're well as well. Scissors. Hello. Oh, hello. Okay, so it's Friday night. Pearls with Bracken. What? Don't ever let me do that again. Oh. Okay, so hello, hello, hello. How's family? Yeah, no, they're not too bad, thank you. Not too bad. So, a couple of updates. I bought the wrong gloves. I've made a hole in this one while I was, but no, I've bought the wrong gloves. And yeah, they're just not great. So yeah, we're gonna have to deal with these, and then I'll purchase the correct gloves and I'll donate this box because it's open now and I can't send it back. I'll find somewhere nearby that I can donate them to. But yeah, so that's gonna be shiny for now. Janet and Laura, bless you. Thank you both for the stars. A quick note for supporters. Facebook's changed its layout completely. But because of that, I can't actually post in the to just supporters at the moment. I can post in the Squidgy Pops group, but I can't post just to supporters. Like, for example, if I went live now just to supporters, it doesn't let me. Apparently Facebook are aware and they are trying to sort it out. However, I'm just going to have to contact you through Squidgy Pops until they sort that out. So I do apologise. Bear with me. But yeah, as long as you guys are all in that group, then it's absolutely fine. Linda and Joanne, thank you for the stars as well. The bags of plenty are on again tonight. They're sold out for tonight, but we do have some available for Sunday. There's still a few spaces open for normal oysters tonight. Oh, I didn't get the oyster bags out again. So if you would like to order, you can do so, and I'll update the order list as we go. Caroline, thank you for the stars. We're going to have a look at the shells, I think, while I just grab the oyster bags. They're not far, but oh, what a numpty am I. What other updates were there? We're live again on Wednesday this week for our monthly charm deal. So that's the one where you don't know what charm it is and everyone gets sent out the same. Sorry, no, I've got hiccups. Everyone gets sent out the same charm. You get to pick your colour pearl and you get to swap the pearl if you would like to, but you won't know what the charm is until it arrives. So that's on Wednesday coming up. Other than that, I think that's all the updates. So, shall we get started for this evening? I did post a order list on the page as well, so if you guys have ordered and would like to see whereabouts you are, that is posted on the page just before this post, if you can see. So this is my little pointy hand for the bags. You'll see shortly. Right, let's start. Up first today is Tiffany Gardner. Tiffany, are you here? Tiffany, hello. Can you add? I did just add it on. Yeah, that's not a problem. That's already done for you, which means we'll do your bags of plenty first, Tiffany, and then we'll do those oyster openings afterwards if that's okay. So let's go have a look at our bags today. Because you're first up, it means that you've got first pick of the bunch. So if I go through them for you, you've got Mr. No, let me start again. You've got Mr. Winky Face, Mr. Nervous, Mr. Shocked, and Mr. Happy. Yellow Smiles, Mr. Kissy Face, Mr. Licky Face, and Mr. Love Eyes. You've then got Mr. Muscles and Pink Smiles. Do you know which one you would like, Tiffany? And if you would like to keep or if you'd like to donate your shells. So if you look above here, whoop, up there are the names as well, as a little reminder, but I can go through them as well. It does look slightly crowded in this area, but as I take a bag out, I'll move them over slightly. Can you have Mr. Muscles? Of course you can. So that's this one here, and I'm actually going to move Mr. Love Eyes down there, I think. Yes, perfect. Okay, so if I bring you back to me, this is Mr. Muscles and donating the shells. So if we get this open, and in here, nope, that's going to have to go down there today. Okay, so let's go down. Oh, you have some earrings, my lovely. And you have 1, 2, and 3 oysters. So you have some earrings and 3 oysters. Now these earrings are new earrings, not on the website yet. They're 925 silver, and this is the back of the earrings, so they're hook drop earrings. Now these ones I am going to have to show you slightly individually. So this is the front, and your pearl sits in this section here. However, if I turn it around, on the reverse side is all encrusted with those zircon crystals. So it's sparkly from the back, and then it cups round, and then pearl at the front. So sparkly crystals on the back, then your pearls go on the front to sit like that. I hope you're happy with those. They're quite hard to show actually, but they are lovely. I hope you're happy with those. Let me just pop them back in here for you. And then they come with 3 earrings there. So 3 earrings. It comes with 2 earrings and 3 oysters. Let me just get these open for you. Donating the shells. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for, Tiffany? 1, 2, and 3. So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster, you are twinning. And you're twinning with almost chocolatey silver twins there. And there's no more in that one. So chocolatey silver twins to start with. Now visually, there may be slightly different sizes, but beautiful silver twins there. And then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning for a second time, and you're twinning with chocolatey purple twins, and there's no more in that one. So again, let me just dry these up for you. And again, possibly slightly different sizes visually. Sorry, so you've got chocolatey silver and then chocolatey purple, so they've got that slight purple overtone to them. And then moving on to your last oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here, Tiffany, 3 for 3, you are twinning for a third time. And twinning with coral twins there. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so Tiffany, which colours would you like on those earrings? You've got silver. Oh, they're like a chocolatey silver. You've got a chocolatey purple. And you have a coral as well. What do you think to these, my lovely? If I pop them on the board for you. Silver twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Silver twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Chocolatey purple number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Chocolatey purple number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So again, that's slightly different sizes there. Then coral number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And coral number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Okay, so they're measuring at slightly different sizes as well. Tiffany, what do you think? What would you like to do? Oh, let me bring you back up. Thank you everybody for the stars. Lindsay and Malin, thank you guys. So you'd like the corals on the earrings, and then 1 chocolate purple and 1 silver chocolate on a jump ring. Let me write that down for you. Okay, perfect. I've got that down for you, my lovely. That invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you. You also then have an additional 2 oysters as well. So, Tiffany, what, excuse me, what 2 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to everybody joining. No, Lisa, not yet. Can you have mystery and donate the shells? Of course you can. So, number 1 and number 2. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for here? There's 1 and 2. And let's go down. So, oyster number 1. We have a lighter pop there. Oh, and then a deeper pop. Yep, there we go. Okay, so in here, there is your mother of pearl. And let's have a squidge in here. Oh, you have a lighter purple. and there's no more in that one. So your first oyster has given you a lighter purple. Then moving on to oyster number 2, which again is your mystery oyster. And you have a lighter pop there. And in here, Tiffany, you are twinning. One's popped out there and I can see another here. Twinning with hot pink twins. Okay, and there's no more in that one. Tiffany, what do you think to all of these? You've got light purple and twinning hot pinks. Are you happy with these, my lovely? And if I pop these on the sand for you, on the board for you as well, the purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And pink number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Can you swap one hot pink for one of those denim blues on a jump ring? So you'd like a denim blue and then for that one, that denim blue to be on a jump ring. It looks very similar to the purple actually, doesn't it? Definitely a difference. On the camera, they're both looking purple. I can promise you though, there's definitely that denim blue there. Tiffany, would that one be okay? I'll have a look to see if I've got a darker one. But obviously if I go too dark, then it moves away from the denim blue. Yeah, that's pretty much the same. Would you be happy with this one here? I'm just going to bring you back up. That's fine, perfect. So if I pop these in here for you. And it will all be on the same invoice, okay. But we're going to have denim blue on jump ring. Perfect, I've got that down for you. Tiffany, thank you very much for the donations with your shells, and I hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely, okay? And that's safe up there for you. I'm fine, thank you, Lorraine. I hope you're well as well. And hi, Imran. Angela, thank you for the stars. Tiffany, you're very, very welcome. Okay, up next then this evening is Caroline van Rensburg. Caroline, are you here? Caroline Rensburg, are you here? Caroline, hello, hello, hello. Let's move us to the bags. So you've got 2 bags of plenty. And can you have Mr. Love Eyes? You can indeed. That's this one down here, isn't it? And Mr. Nervous, that's this one up here. And then you'd like to donate your shells. Okay, so let's bring you back forward. And if we open up Mr. Love Eyes first, Mr. Love Eyes is orange, and I'm just gonna see if they're different colours, because if they are, I can open this one as well. Again, the tissue paper colour means nothing. I literally cut up loads of tissue paper and then grabbed as we went, so it's red. Okay, Mr. Nervous is red. We're going to start with Mr. Love Eyes and his orange paper. You'd like to donate your shells. Good luck, Caroline. So in here, oh, you also have earrings, and you have 1, 2, 3 oysters alongside those earrings. So with your earrings, now these are quite different. So if you look here, okay, so not only are they different lengths, they're meant to be different lengths. It's meant to be a little bit quirky. But this is another type of earring that you can change the earrings at the top, so the pearl at the top. So for example, this bit comes off of the actual earring and then just threads back onto the post again. So if you've got any of the pearl earrings at home, you can swap and change the pearl around at the front. So the actual pearl earrings, the normal studs will fit. Change the pearls at the top, and then you can still have the dangly bit at the bottom. And then at the same time, you can take the dangly bits away and have them just as studs, and then add that dangly bit in again if you would like to. So I hope you're happy with those, Caroline. So you've got 3 oysters for this one. Let me get these open. There's 1, 2, and 3. So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster, you have a lighter icy blue. And there's no more in that one. So your first oyster is a lighter icy, first pearl, sorry. First oyster. First pearl is a lighter icy blue. Caroline, moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a 2-tonal purpley blurple. and there's no more in that one. So a two-tonal purpley blurple. Now let me dry him up and I'll hold him up and then you can see what I mean. So a blurple is a mix between a blue and a purple. And this one is very galaxy-esque, if you like. So it's darker here, goes round into this light purple, almost like this galaxy markings to him. You can see that there. So that's your two-tonal, I'm going to call it a two-tonal blurple actually. And then moving on to your last oyster. There's one side and the other side. I would estimate, I'd have to measure, but roughly, Dawn, I'd say they're about 4 centimetres, the dangly bit. And they're not on the website yet. It's a new item that will be going on the website soon. Caroline, in your third oyster, you have a darker chocolatey silver. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so with the Bags of Plenty, we don't allow pearl swaps apart from with earrings. So if you wanted to, you can swap one of these colours to match the other one to get matching earrings. Or if you prefer to have odds, that's absolutely fine as well. So it's completely up to you. You've got the icy blue, the two-tonal blurple, and the chocolatey silver. Caroline, what do you think? What would you like to do? And of course, if you prefer to have a think about it and email me your choices, that's fine as well. The chocolatey silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Your two-tonal blurple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Not a problem, Dawn. I'll be popping it in the squidgy pops when they go on the website, so just keep an eye out. Yeah, but they should be going on soon. Can you have icy blonde earrings swap the chocolate? Of course you can. I would say that that's a lighter icy blue, possibly. Sorry, I've buried your one slightly in the sand, so I just moved it so I could see. It may be that I might have to swap this off the live. There's definitely not going to be a weight, but I think it's more to match the size than anything else. Yep, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to match it off the live, if that's okay. Let me just bring you back up for a second and then I'll write this down. So like I said, there's definitely not going to be a weight. It's just finding the right colour shade and size to match, which just takes time sometimes to go through each pearl. But if I write it down, so we're going to swap chocolate to match icy blue on the, I'm going to call them dangle hoop for now. That probably won't be that end name, but I know what it means. Okay, so then that will be fine. Bless you, Caroline. Then we're going to be moving on to Mr. Nervous. So Mr. Nervous was this red package here. So let's go back down again. and get this one open. This is a tighter parcel, this is. Okay, so you have got 2 oysters and a ring. So you've got 2 oysters and a ring. Now let's have a look at this ring. I'm going to call it the solar ring, but I'm not sure. Again, I do apologise with names of the rings. It's the one thing I can never remember correctly. So this is a 925 silver, adjustable to one size ring. It's adjustable from the back there. And as you can see, it's got a single band all the way around this ring. That's both sides. So the top of the ring is an oval. So that's an oval which is encrusted with zircon crystals all the way around that oval there. So if I hold it like this, you'll be able to see. Your pearl is going to get set in the centre, so it kind of offsets the oval to have that round pearl in the centre. Then it brings it more to the eye. You was hoping for a ring. Oh, I love that. Caroline, I hope you're happy with this ring. And he comes alongside with 2 oysters here, so you're going to be able to pick which colour goes in that ring. So I'm just going to get these open. There's 1 and 2. Okay, so in here, oyster number 1, there's one side and the other side. And in oyster number 1, you are twinning. And you're twinning with lighter coral twins, Caroline. And there's no more in that one. So let me just dry these up for you. So twinning lighter corals. Oh, it could be the Saturn ring, Anna. Again, I do apologise with the rings. I can never remember which one's which. So, but it may well be. I'll have to double check on the website. And then moving on to oyster number 2, which is again second oyster from your bags of plenty. There's one side and the other side. And in here, oh, it's a darker silvery purple. So it's a base silver with purple overtones. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so again, let me just dry him up for you. And hold him up so you can have a closer look. So he's base silver and he's got that slight purple overtone to him. Caroline, I hope you're happy with these colours. If so, which one would you like on that ring? All the pearls are yours. It's just, excuse me, which one you would like on the ring. If I pop them on the board for you, this silvery purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. The coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And coral number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. So they're different sizes there. So if you do pick the coral, let me know if you'd like the larger or the smaller one on the jewellery. And if of course you pick the the silvery purple, that's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to bring you back up. So on the ring, we're going to have the silver purple. Perfect. I've got that down for you. Okay, and then you also have an additional oyster opening as well. Do you know what type of oyster you would like? And if you'd like to keep or if you'd like to donate those shells. Oh no, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. Let's see if I... Sorry, it got a hole in the end. My nail must have caused a hole, so I've just sellotaped it to see if I can salvage without having to use a new glove. If I have to use another glove, I will, but hopefully that will work. Mystery and donate the shells, of course you can. Is there a certain colour you're hoping for with this one, Caroline? So I'm just going to get him open and then let's go down. So your mystery oyster, we have a lighter pop there. Oh, and in here, I can see straight away you have a lighter, brighter icy blue. Bless you, Malin, thank you. Okay, so there's no more in that one. Caroline, what do you think to a icy blue? Are you happy with this one? And of course, if you're not happy, we can swap him for you. So if I hold him up so you can see, it's a lighter, brighter icy blue. And then he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Swap it for a denim blue, you can indeed. Okay, so you can just confirm, are you happy with that one there? Again, to me it looks like it's got slight purple in him, but I suppose it's that tone of the denim blue. It's on that cusp of turning like purpley blue, but that's perfect. So Caroline, then I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely, and thank you for the donations with your shells as well. Let me just pop him on here. Okay, and that's safe up there for you. No, you're very, very welcome. At the moment, Katie, it's always going to be black. Okay, up next then is Tracy Burns. Tracy, are you here? Caroline, you're very, very welcome. So I'm looking for Tracy Burns. Tracy, are you here? Tracy, hello. Tracy, you have a bags of plenty. Let's go have a look at the bags. So the ones that are left are Mr. Winky Face, Mr. Shocked, and Mr. Happy. Yellow Smiles, Mr. Kissy Face, and Mr. Licky Face, and then pink smiles down the bottom there. Now I am just going to move these all a little bit closer. There we go. What do you think? Which one would you like? So that's Mr. Winky Face, Mr. Shocked, and Mr. Happy. Yellow Smiles, Mr. Kissy Face, Mr. Licky Face, and pink smiles at the bottom there. Would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? And are there certain colours that you're hoping for? Mr. Winky Face and donate the shells. Not a problem. So, oh no, wrong one. There we go. That's Mr. Winky Face there. Okay, so in here we have a yellow parcel, and let's go down. So let's get this open for you, Tracy. Okay, so you have 1 and 2 and a bracelet. So that's 2 oysters and a bracelet. Now this bracelet is not on the website at the moment. It will be on the website soon. So this one has a heart in the center of the bracelet, and the pearl gets set in the center of that heart. Okay, you then have a Belcher style chain either side of that bracelet there. So it would sit like that. So your heart gets set in the center. Now you could, if you wanted to, add lobster fittings onto these, but you do need at least one colour on there to go in the centre of that heart. So Tracy, I hope you're happy with that. So you've got 2 oysters here to hopefully get the colour you're hoping for. So let me get this open. You love that. Perfect, Tracy. So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in your first oyster you have a pinkle. So a pinkle is a mix between a pink and a purple, and it's a very, very, I can't think of the word. It's a good colour for the centre of a heart. So there is your slighter pinkle. And then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, oh, you have a blush pink. Okay, Tracy, decisions. Would you like to have the pinkle or the blush pink in the center of that heart on that bracelet. So you can see the difference here. So if I just hold them up so you can see. So you can see the Pinkle's got that slight purple tone to him. And then the blush pink is very... Sorry, I'm just getting... There we go. So what do you think? Would you like the Pinkle or the blush pink on the jewellery? So the blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And the Pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. So he's slightly larger there. What do you think, Tracy? Sorry, the tea's going slightly cold. You may need to type I'm invisible, or if anybody... Oh no, never mind, I can see it. It's just come through. Oh my goodness, which one to choose? You'll have the Pinkle on the bracelet, and can you have the blush pink on a lobster fitting? You can be a pain and have the bracelet on an extension too. That's not a pain. So let me write this down. Hang on. We're going to have Pinkle on there with an extension. And then the blush pink on a lobster fitting. Okay, perfect, Tracy. I've got that down for you. Not a problem at all. And I'm glad that you're happy with that one. So thank you for the donations with your shells, and I do hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And pink's your favourite colour. Oh, I love that. And it matches with the heart and the bracelet perfectly as well. Right, up next is Lisa Henschel. Lisa, are you here? Very, very welcome, Tracy. Lisa Henschel, are you here? Hi, Samantha. Lisa, hello. Okay, so Lisa, you have 2 bags of plenty picks. So let's go to the bags. So which 2 bags would you like? So we've got Mr. Shocked, Mr. Happy, Yellow Smiles, Mr. Kissy Face, Mr. Licky Face, and Pink Smiles down the bottom there. Oh, Mr. Muscles has gone, Lisa. You can definitely have Mr. Kissy Face. He's still there. So you can have that one, but Mr. Muscles has gone. So I'll go through the ones available again. So you've got Mr. Shocked, Mr. Happy, Yellow Smiles. You'd like Mr. Kissy Face, that's fine. Mr. Licky Face and Pink Smiles. Alison, thank you for the stars there. So I'm going to bring Mr. Kissy Face over here. Which other one would you like? There we go. Mr. Shocked up here. Okay, so let's bring you back and we'll have a look in Mr. Kissy Face first. So Mr. Kissy Face has given us a orange parcel. And then Mr. Shocked has given us a red. Okay, perfect. So we'll do the orange one first, which is Mr. Kissy Face. So let's go down. Would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells, my lovely? So let's get this one open. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3 oysters and some earrings. Donate the shells, perfect, thank you. So 3 oysters and some earrings. Now these earrings may have been seen before, but I don't think they're on the website. So they are 925 silver. They're stud back earrings, these ones. And as you can see, they are crystal flowers. So it's a 5-petaled flower and each petal is made up of crystals. And your pearl is going to be attached to this pin down here. And it will be able to move around and dangle at the bottom of each crystal flower there. I hope you're happy with those, my lovely. So 3 oysters alongside those. No, the colour tissue paper is a complete mix with everything. So I cut up the tissue paper and then I had just the pile, like I'd already got the jewellery out and popped it next to me. So it was whatever I grabbed with the next layer of tissue paper. So it literally is a complete mix up. And all the parcels of these are already made. So I'll just grab a parcel and pop it in the bag. So I don't actually know what's going in the bags, if that makes sense, because it's already all wrapped up. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So Lisa, oyster number 1. There's one side. Oh, bless you, Lucy, has it? Oh, we'll have to wait and see. But no, it wasn't done that way at all. So oyster number 1, Lisa, and I can see it. Oh, and you're twinning. You're twinning with twinning lighter 2-tonal icy blues. So if I just dry these up for you, and I'm going to show you them each individually because they do have different markings. So this one you can see has got lighter and darker areas as you go around the pearl there. And then pearl number 2 again has got the lighter and the darker areas as you go around them there. So beautiful 2-tonal icy blues to start with. Moving on to icy blue. No, well, it could be an icy blue, but oyster number 2. Oh, okay, so in here there's one side. Oh, broke the shell slightly there. And the other side. And in here you have a chocolate pearl. And there's no more in that one. So you have a darker chocolate, Lisa. Oh, I've just remembered another update I was meant to say at the start. So here's your darker chocolate. And then moving on to your last oyster from this bag. And then let's get him open. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in here you have a sea green, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so twinning 2-tonal icy blues. You've got a dark chocolate and a sea green. Lisa, What do you think to these, and what would you like to do? Which ones would you like on the jewellery? Wanted sea green, so you could swap one of these to match the sea green to have on the jewellery if you would like to. Icy blue number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. Icy blue number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. So that's slightly different sizes there. Your chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And the sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5 as well. Oh, icy blue on the earrings. That's perfect. Let me just bring you back up here. And I'm going to write that down, and then we'll open up. Was it Mr. Nervous? I think it was. The red parcel. Bear with me. Icy blue. Okay, so moving on to your parcel number 2. Oh, the update. There was a postal run done today. However, I haven't had the chance to send the dispatched emails. I'm so sorry. So dispatched emails will be sent tomorrow. So if you get a dispatched email tomorrow, it was actually sent today. I'm ever so sorry, but yeah, so if you get one tomorrow, it was sent today, and they'll be sent hopefully in the first half of tomorrow morning, hopefully. Right, okay, so let's go down for parcel number 2. Mr. Shocked. So this is your red paper. So we have 1, 2, 3, and a ring. So you have 3 oysters and a ring, which means you get to have 1 pearl on the ring, and the other oysters are yours, Lisa. So this ring again is 925 silver. That's the back of the ring there. Again, it's adjustable to one size, and it's a single band all the way around until you reach the top here. Then after that, on the front, you have this butterfly. He is beautiful. So his wings, let me come a bit closer. His wings are encrusted with zircon crystal. Then his antennae come up in that beautiful sort of swirly design. Your pearl, if you can see that pin in the centre there, is going to be set right in the centre of the butterfly. So side view, single band coming to the top, where you see that butterfly with your pearl in the centre. I hope you're happy with that one, Lisa. So 3 oysters alongside him. So you get 3 different colours. Hopefully, I suppose they could be the same colour actually, couldn't they? To choose from for a pearl to go onto that ring. So I'm just getting these open. Okay, so oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a hot pink pearl, and there's no more in that one. So you have a hot pink. Julie, some rings can be slightly different. So if there's a certain ring in particular you'd like to know, pop me an email over and I'll have a look I can then look into it and sort of test that for you, because I have a ring sizer here. So yeah, pop me an email over if there's a certain ring you'd like to know about. Moving on to oyster number 2, Lisa. There's one side and the other side. Ooh, and in here you have a candy floss pink. So a hot pink and a candy floss pink. Let me hold him up so you can see. And then moving on to your last oyster from this bag. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a darker chocolate. Okay, Lisa, what do you think to these? And which one of these would you like on that ring? So you've got a hot pink, a candy floss pink, and a darker chocolate. They sort of go down in size there as well, in case the size has an impact on your choice for that ring there. So if I pop them on the board for you, the chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Candy floss pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the hot pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Hot pink on the ring, that's perfect. Let me just write that down for you. Okay, perfect. And then Lisa, you also have a additional oyster opening as well. Do you know what type of oyster you would like with that one? What do you think? Mystery and donate these shells. And is there a certain colour, Lisa, that you're hoping for? So let me just get this open. Okay, and let's go down. Your mystery oyster. Oh, quite a nice deeper pop there. And there's your mother of pearl. And in here you have a lighter watermelon coral colour. And there's no more in that one. So if I hold them up so you can see, I'm definitely going to say it's a lighter watermelon. Let me hold him up so you can have a close look. Now Lisa, with this one, if you're not happy with him, I can swap him for you. And if you are happy, that's perfect. So there he is in the sand. And then on the board, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. What do you think, Lisa? Are you happy with this lighter watermelon? And if you're not happy, we can swap him for you. Let me bring you back up. That's the chair. Yes, I can do on all the loose pearls throughout the order. That's not a problem. That invoice then will get sent through tomorrow for you, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Okay, let me write that down though. Perfect. Lisa, thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And that's safe up there for you. Oh, where we going? Come back. Okay. Perfect. And up next in this evening is Yvonne Hughes. Yvonne, are you here? Lisa, you're very, very welcome. Yvonne Hughes. Yvonne, hello. You have a Bags of Plenty as well. Can you have the pink smiley face? You can. So this is Pink Smiles. Let me bring you back here. So Pink Smiles. Donate the shells, Yvonne. Okay, so in here, that just fell out was a paperclip. You have a red parcel. Nope, that's kitchen towel. Okay, so let's go down. Okay, so in here you have a pendant with 1, 2 and 3 oysters. So that's a pendant with 3 oysters there. Do I have a chain? I don't think I do. I don't have a chain to pop this on, so I'm going to have to hold it up like this. I hope that's okay. So this pendant, as you can see here, is a round, starting off it's round. Your pearl is going to be sitting in the centre there, and it's going to be able to dangle around. It will sit on that pin. Along the bottom half is like a cut moon, but on the side with hearts cut into it, and then it's almost got like this Celtic sign in the centre there in between the hearts. I'm just going to hold it still so you can sort of see what I mean. So the hearts along the bottom and the pearl sitting in the centre there. I hope you're happy with that one, Yvonne. And then that comes with 3 oysters, so you get to pick which colour from the 3 oysters will go on that pendant. Then the other 3 pearls are yours. One, 2 and 3. too late. I'm going to just show everyone what happened. So Aaron just came in. I took my medication and I spilt my drink. Yay, thank you for my tea as well. Okay, sorry about that, Yvonne. So, oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster, oh wow, look at that. You've got a two-tonal sea greeny blue, almost looks like he's got some silver in him as well. Oh, I love that colour. Let me hold him up so you can see. So you can see greens, blues and silvers coming round in that pearl, almost like it's like oil slick sea green actually. He is lovely. In fact, gorgeous. Okay, so that's your first pearl. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here we have a darker pearl, and there's no more in that one. And you have a two-tonal gunmetal grey, so he's just got a lighter and darker areas around that darker gunmetal grey colour there. And then moving on to your last oyster. It is like a globe. I love that, Julie. There's one side, Yvonne, and the other side. Oh, and in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with chocolate brown twins, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so you've got a two-tonal sea greeny blue, looks like he's got some silver in him. A two-tonal gunmetal grey. And chocolate twins as well. Yvonne, what do you think to these? And if you're happy... Sorry, I'm just trying to get the lighting right today. If you're happy, oh, there. Which ones would you like on the jewellery? So if I pop them on the board for you, the two-tonal greeny blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. The two-tonal gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. Chocolate number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. And chocolate number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. So the twins are slightly different sizes there. Excuse me. Let me bring you back up. What do you think? Which one would you like on your jewellery? Yep, we are live now. Of course, if you're watching this on repeat or on YouTube, it is not live. You'll know if it's live, actually, because I suppose you'll know if it's live because if we're on Facebook and it's got the red live box in the top corner. If it's not red, we are not live. Sea green on the pendant, of course you can, and I'm glad you're happy with them, Yvonne. So let me just write that down. Perfect. Thank you for the donations with your shells as well, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. Okay, and up next in this evening is Trisha Rhymes. Trisha, are you here? Trisha, hello. Trisha, my lovely, you have two openings altogether. What two oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Mystery and donate. Is there certain colours, Trisha, that you're hoping for? Oh, 1 and 2. Let me get these open. There's 1 and 2. Okay, and let's go down. So, oyster number 1. You have a light pop there. Oh, that's just a piece of the shell that came away there. So there's your mother of pearl. And if we have a squidge in here, it does, Melanie, yes. The person gets to pick what chain length and style they would like. They would have already told me on the order form. Okay, so there's no more in that one. Your first oyster, Trisha, has given you, it's almost like the colour of the night so far. It's like a chocolatey silver. Can you see that? So it's a light chocolate, but it does have that sort of silver tone to him there. And then moving on to mystery oyster number 2. You have a lighter pop. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see a darker pearl there. Quite a larger, darker pearl. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so Trisha, 2 different colours here and quite different sizes, because this larger, oh, he's almost black. Very dark, almost black. In fact, I am going to say he's a black. He's slightly got on this side, don't know if you can see, he's got slightly lighter patching to him, but it's definitely base black there. And then you've got that silvery chocolate. Now Trisha, if you're happy with these, or if you prefer to match one of these, I can do my best to try and do so. Or of course, if you're not happy with these colours and you prefer a different one, do let me know, okay? So the chocolatey silver is not a 5. Oh, sorry, he's a runaway. Not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And then the black is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. There is currently a waiting list for Smurf Blues, Trisha. So if you would like to go on that list, I can do so. But there is a waiting list for them. So that's completely up to you, my lovely. What do you think? Can you have both Blurple? You can indeed. Let me just have a little look. Oh, look at that. Those 2. Oh, they moved, but I can still see them. That one and that one. They've got slightly more purple in them than blue. But I'd definitely say they're both Blurples. Look at those. Are you happy with those 2 there? They sort of were next to each other as I poured them out. perfect size and colour shade there. I love it when that happens. Just confirm for me there. And of course, if you're not happy, I can have a look at the different shades as well. Just going to bring you back up for a second. Lovely, perfect, Trisha. I'm glad you're happy with them. Let me just pop them in here. Oh, bless you, Laura. Thank you for the stars there, my lovely, and kind words as well. So, Trisha, that's safe on there. Thank you for the donations with your shells, and I hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. And that's popped safe up there for you. You're very, very welcome. Okay, and up next then this evening is Bronnie Leah. Bronnie, are you here? Oh, what did I just click? I shook the sand and clicked the mouse by accident. Bronnie, hello. Can you have Nunu donate the shells? Hoping for oil slick. You have one opening altogether. Oh, the Nunu rainbow bag. I'm going to have to put a little table behind me, I think, because this takes up all the oyster bag space. Okay, so Nunu rainbow oyster, let's go down. So hoping for that oil slick. There's one side. Oh, the shell has slightly broken here. 1 and 2 halves of the shell, I do apologise. I can see, Bronnie, you are twinning. And you're twinning with silver twins. And there's no more in that one. So twinning silver twins. Now I know you're hoping for that oil slick. What do you think to these? Now visually, you do have one which is larger, one which is slightly smaller here. So if you do have a preference, let me know and I can pop down which one you prefer to have on the jewellery. And of course, if you prefer to swap the colour, I can do that for you as well. The visually smaller of the silvers is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, here's a 7. Silver number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Anne, bless you, thank you for the stars there. Can you please swap them for a sea green and a sea blue, the sea green on the jewellery? Now there's going to be a wait for the sea blue, my lovely. Okay, so if you're happy to wait, that's absolutely not a problem, but I'm just letting you know. So I can pop the sea green there and I'll write down to swap the other silver for a sea blue, if you're happy to do so. but we're going to have sea green on there, and we're going to swap the silver for a sea blue. I'm just waiting for you. Oh, a cherry. No, that's absolutely fine. Let me just cross that off. Cherry red. Would you be happy with this one here? I've given you quite a brighter pearl there. If you prefer one of our darker tones, do let me know. That red and green together is just giving me Christmas vibes. And being a small business owner on Facebook, my Facebook currently is full of Christmas because I support a lot of small businesses, and I'm on a lot of like small business platforms, if you like, and it's all about Christmas at the moment, so I'm just seeing Christmas all the time. I love it, love it, love it, love it. A darker one, Bronnie, that's absolutely fine, bear with me. Oh, look at that one. Are you happy with that one there? I'm just going to bring you back up again. Is that one okay? Love them, perfect. Okay, so still I've got the sea green on the jewellery, and then you've got that black cherry there. Bronnie, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And that's safe up there for you. Perfect. And up next then this evening is Sue Hutchinson. Sue, are you here? Sue Hutchinson, are you here? Oh, that's a good tea. Sue Hutchinson, are you here? If you are here, Sue, possibly type I'm invisible for me. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anybody else sees Sue, please pop on her comment as it will bring it forward so I can see. Bronnie, jump ring on the red, that's not a problem. The invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you, okay? Yep, I've got that down for you, Bronnie. Absolutely fine. That's safe up there for you. And Sue, you're here as well. Hello. Okay, Sue, you have a Bags of Plenty. So if I go through the faces which are left, you have Mr. Happy up here, you have Yellow Smiles and Mr. Licky Face. Which one would you like? Marie, thank you for the stars there. Thank you, my lovely. So Mr. Happy, Mr. Yellow Smiles and Mr. Licky Face. Sue, which one would you like? Mr. Happy, perfect. Would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So Mr. Happy is this one here. Orange paper in there. Okay, and let's go down. Oh, okay, so in here you have earrings and you have 1, 2, 3 oysters. So 3 oysters inside to go alongside your earrings, Sue. Now these earrings are slightly different. They're not on an earring card because they don't sit well on the earring card for display purposes. So I'm going to show you if I hold the bottom of the earring. Now this is a hoop earring, however it's a stud back. So this is the stud, obviously it needs the butterfly clasp on the back here. So it's a hoop earring, but it does have the stud fitting there. Now your pearl gets fitted down here. So hoop earring and then your pearl dangles around at the bottom there. So it almost looks like it's got a little ball here. It doesn't come off at all. That is obviously 925 silver. It's solid on there. So from the front it comes round with the earring and your pearl dangles from the bottom. I hope you're happy with those. Very hard to sort of show you guys these ones, but I hope you can sort of see them and I hope you're happy with those there. So 3 oysters alongside those ones. Let me get these open to see. One, 2, and 3, and we're donating the shells. Okay, so Sue, oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. Oh, flying pearl. Here it is. You have a lighter apple green. It literally just landed there. Did you see that? It shot out then. So you have a lighter apple green. There's no more in that one. Let me just dry him up for you. So lighter apple green to start with. And then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. Oh, lovely. You are twinning. And you're twinning with lemon yellow twins. And there's no more in that one. So again, let me just dry these up for you. Quite a nice size, larger yellow twins here. Look, oh. It always goes bright. The yellows catch the light beautifully. There you go, you can see them there. Sorry, the yellows catch the light and reflect it back. Okay, then moving on to your last oyster, again from your bags of plenty, Sue. There's one side and the other side, and in here you have a black cherry, and there's no more in that one. Okay, so what do you think to these? Now I'll need to know which one of these you'd like on those earrings, and of course if you would like to, you can swap one of these to match the other ones if you would prefer to. So black cherry, apple green, and sorry, I'm just trying to so there we go, lemon yellow twins. Julie, have you possibly rewound slightly? Are you able to fast forward? That may help the situation. I don't know if it would have, but it may help, my lovely. Okay, so if I pop these on the board for you, your black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The lighter apple green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The lemon yellow number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. And lemon yellow number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. So the yellow twins are measuring slightly different sizes there. However, visually it's not that visually different with the size, with the visually looking at the size difference, if that makes sense. Oh, bless you, Julie, I'm sorry. If you could hear me drinking then, I'm ever so sorry. I realised as I was slurping by accident that I was drinking rather loudly than I normally do, and I just thought if you could hear that, I'm ever so sorry. Decisions. Can we swap the apple green for a cherry to match the other cherry for the earrings? Then be invoiced to have the yellows made into studs. We can indeed. Let's go back down. Black cherry, let's have a look. So apple green, black cherry. Oh, I may have to match this one off. Oh, runaway cherry. Match this one off the live, and that's just because he's quite a nice deep colour, so I'm gonna have to go through, I think. Oh, we're getting there. Might have to go through one by one. Yeah, is it okay if I match them off the live? Just because I think I'm literally going to have to go through one by one. But there's definitely not a weight. Let me bring you back up. There's definitely not a weight. It's just, yeah, it's just, as you can see there, they've got lots of shades, lots of sizes. It's just a matter of finding one that matches your pearl. That's fine, perfect. Let me write this down though. So we're going to have the black cherry on there. We're going to swap apple green to match the black cherry. And then I've already forgotten what we said about the yellows. I'm ever so sorry. Just scrolling back up. Yellows on studs. Yellows on studs. Okay, perfect. So like I say, no wait on the black cherry swaps. And the invoice for the yellows will get sent through tomorrow for you, Sue, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. Perfect. So that's safe up there for you, and thank you for the donations with your shells as well. And again, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. Perfect. Okay, and up next is Anne-Marie Burgess. Anne-Marie, are you here? Anne, hello, hello, hello. That's perfect, Anne. So, Anne, you would like Mystery and to donate your shells. Is there a certain colour, Anne, that you're hoping for? So, let me get him open. And let's go down. So, your Mystery oyster. We have a lighter pop there. There's your mother of pearl. Okay, so, oh, I can already see a peeper to the side. We have a blush pink, my lovely. Good morning, Sandy. Okay, so there's no more in that one, Anne-Marie. You're hoping for a watermelon. Okay, so we have a blush pink. Now, if you would like to swap this one for a watermelon, we can do so. Excuse me. We can do so, but of course, if you're happy with this one, that's absolutely fine as well. So this is the blush pink. So he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He is an 8. What do you think to that one? Swap for a watermelon and have a lobster fitting on it. You can indeed. Let me just grab a watermelon for you. Would you be happy with this one here? I've picked a brighter watermelon here. If you prefer to have a lighter one, do let me know and I can grab one for you. Just going to bring you back up so I can write that down about the lobster fitting. But like I say, let me know if it's the wrong shade. Perfect, I've got that down. Lovely, perfect, and you're very welcome then. The invoice will get sent through tomorrow. Again, that will go to the email address that we booked this in on. Okay, and that's safe up there. And again, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And up next then is Kerry Palmer. Kerry, are you here? Kerry Palmer. I've just realised I'm like basically off the camera. I mean, I don't mind. But yeah. Little mug. Oh, I've had the big mug and now I've got the little mug and I'll go back to the big mug. Aaron sort of does a trade-off with the mugs, bless him, each time he brings me a tea. So yeah, started with the big mug today. And Kerry, hello, hello, hello. We'll start with your bags of plenty. So we've got 2 left here, Kerry. You've got Yellow Smiles, which is the smiley one, and you've got Mr. Licky Face. Which one would you like? So that's Yellow Smiles and Mr. Licky Face. So Yellow Smiles is this one here. Mr. Licky Face is this one here. Oh, I love that, Kerry. What a perfect reason. Let me bring you back. So, Mr. Licky Face, I remember when mine was that age. Would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So, in here, you have a red parcel. Okay, so let's go down. I don't know how I've done this with my lighting today. I'm wearing a red top and look, if I move, it's just black. I don't understand what I've done. Does it, hang on 2 seconds. This is your, yeah, you can see it's red. Black. Sorry, I keep staring at it, wondering how I've got it to look so dark. Right, okay, so, oh, I'm just shredding this. Let's get this open properly. Oh, okay, so you have a pendant here and 1, 2, 3 oysters. So a pendant and 3 oysters, and you'd like to donate your shells. Now again, I don't have a chain here, I'm ever so sorry. So I'm going to hold this on the pearl picker. So your pendant is, let me hold him up so you can see, a raindrop. Now this raindrop has got a double drop on it, if you like. So it's got the inner loop at the bottom and then it's got the outer loop at the bottom as well. So it's a double drop raindrop. Alison, thank you for the stars. And then you've got an encrusted zircon crystal heart at the top of that raindrop. Okay, and then you can see here in the center where your pearl is going to be set. So double raindrop drop with a crystal heart at the top and your pearl in the center. So then if you can see at all the different angles, I hope you're happy with that one, my lovely. So 1 pearl goes on this pendant and you've got 3 oysters there, so you get to pick a possibility from 3 different colours, if all of these are of course different colours. So let me just get these open for you. Okay, so Kerry, oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. Oh, oyster number 1, you have a denim blue. Quite a nice larger sized denim blue as well. Let me hold them up so you can see. So a larger denim blue to start with there. And then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here you have a black cherry. And there's no more in that one. So here is your black cherry. Quite a nice deep cherry with that one. And then moving on to your last oyster, Kerry, from your bags of plenty. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in here you have a blurple. There's no more in that one. You've got quite a nice selection of colours here actually for that pendant. I think all of them will go beautifully. So it's completely personal preference to which one you would like. So you've got a lighter denim blue, a black cherry and a blurple. Kerry, what do you think? If I pop these ones on the board for you, your denim blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Your black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And the blurple, which is a mix between a blue and a purple, is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. What do you think to those, my lovely? Just going to bring you back up again. Which one would you like on your jewellery? So I'm just waiting for the comments to come through there. Denim blue on the pendant and lobster fitting on the other two. That's not a problem. So denim blue on there. And then lobster fitting on there. So that invoice will get sent through for you tomorrow, okay? You also then have a pearly dip. So diving, so there's lots in here. Oh, again, it's very dark. You can see there's lots in there. Just going to give them a mix and pull. Oh, we've got a few. There we go. So this one here. Is there anything in particular that you're hoping for from your pearly dip? I'm just seeing if... Nope, it's not up there. I'll use the scissors. So let's go down. So in here, oh, you have a pendant with your pearly dip. Now again, have you chosen, yep, you've chosen a pendant, a chain length and style, which is perfect. So this one is a Lucky Charm pendant. It used to be on the website, but it's not on there anymore. And it's with a deep midnight blue pearl. So let me hold him up so you can see. So that's a deep midnight blue. You can see it's almost black, very dark pearl there, but I'm going to just move the pearl out the way so you can see the pendant. So this pendant is a 4-leaf clover, as you can see there. So I'm just going to turn it round. You've got, okay, so you've got the horseshoe in this top corner here. On the other side of the top corner you have an owl. Beneath the owl you have a money dollar sign, and then beneath the horseshoe you have a elephant, all inside of the clover. So it's a lucky pendant, so lucky charm pendant there. Kerry, I hope you're happy with that one. And let me bring you back up. Okay, and that's safe on there for you as well. Very Irish. I suppose you can see it, look at it that way, but I'm glad you're happy with him. So Kerry, thank you all together for the donations with your shells. Again, the invoice will get sent through for you tomorrow, and that's safe up there for you. So I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, my lovely. Perfect. And up next then is Tracy Chamberlain. Tracy, are you here? Oh, it's getting warmer as the night goes on, isn't it? I'll just move this fan. I've just moved the fan at me, so if it's catching too much, if the microphone's catching too much of the fan, do let me know. But yeah, just let it blow at me for a second. Cool me down slightly. Kelly, you're very, very welcome. I do think I've got a slight delay with my comments now, so if you are here, guys, please bear with me. Tracy, hello. Now, Tracy, I'm just going to pop you on the shelves for a second because I just need to grab the 4 pearl oyster bag, because you do have a 4 pearl oyster. Now, you have another oyster as well, so you've got the pick of, chair. You've got a 4 pearl oyster and another oyster. That's what I'm trying to say. What other oyster would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? So the 4 pearl oyster, this one here, like I say, what other oyster would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells, my lovely? I'm going to have to check the weather for tomorrow, I think. I thought we were meant to have rain, and it just hasn't rained. What the nursery... Oh, I know, Kerry, it's a lovely photo, isn't it? I have repeated it 3 times. I have asked my mum, bless her, if she can take a photo of another activity they've using them for. But as you can imagine, they're very busy, and she, bless her, often forgets, and then the children use it, and then you can't really take a picture, obviously not with any children in it, but afterwards it's not a you won't be able to see much because it's sort of obviously after a child's been playing. So yeah, she will get me another photo, bless her, so I can mix and match it. But yeah, I don't know how long that would be. Keep the shells and a new rainbow oyster. Perfect. Okay, so are there certain colours, Tracy, that you're hoping for. So let me get this open. Keep both the shells, which is not a problem. We'll start with the Nunu Rainbow Oyster, then we'll open up your 4-pearl oyster afterwards. Let's go down. Okay, so in here, there's one side and the other side. So your Nunu Rainbow Oyster. Now there's no more in that one, so I'm just going to clean the shells as we go, and then what will happen is I'll have a closer look at your pearls afterwards, Tracy. Okay. Good night, Malin. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, so your first pearl out from the Nunu Rainbow Oyster is a... Oh wow, you have an oil slick. So with your oil slick, he's base purpley chocolate. Oh, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up. I'm just going to pop him against the sun because I think that'll be easier to see. You can see he's got, maybe it's made it too, you've got purples and blues and greens, mainly like a chocolate purple base, but definitely has the blues and greens in there as well. So quite a dark based oil slick, but he is an oil slick to start with. And then moving on to your 4-pearl oyster. So in here, there's one side and the other side. And in here you are quadding 1, 2, 3 and 4. And there's no more in that. Oh no, you like to keep the shells. Okay. Yippee! Okay, so in here you have a very dark black cherry. Oh, a two-tonal sea greeny blue. So he's got sea green and blue in him. Can you see that there? So green one side, sea blue the other side. You then have a light purple and a blush pink. Wow, 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 wow. Tracy, what do you think to all of these colours? Now, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. However, if you would prefer to swap any of these, we can do that for you as well. So you've got an oil slick, black cherry, two-tonal sea green and blue, a light purple and a blush pink. If I pop them on the board for you, your oil slick is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. The dark black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The two-tonal sea greeny blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. The light purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. Okay, so what do you think to those? If you're happy with them all, that's perfect. Like I say, if you prefer to swap any, I can do that for you as well. I'm just wrapping up your shells for you here. Love, love. Does that mean, Tracy, that you would like to keep all 5 of these? There we go. There's your name on there. Let me just bring you back up. Just confirm for me. Does that mean you'd like to keep all of these? think I'm going to have to move the fan. It's making my eyes water. It's like blowing straight into my eyes. There we go. Pointed it down. See if that helps. So yeah, I'm not tearing up. It was just the fan. It's catching me on the side. Oh. They are, Janine, I agree. They are lovely. But I'm just waiting to see, Tracy, just to confirm that you're happy to keep all of those. So again, I think I've got a slight delay with my comments here, so I do apologise. But yeah, I don't want to ask the same question lots of times, so just waiting for the comment to come through. And if anybody can see Tracy Chamberlain's comment, possibly comment on that comment for me, because again it will bring it forward so I can see if that's okay. Oh no, I can see it now, perfect. Yes, definitely keep. Tracy, they are on your order form. They are yours. I'm glad you're happy with them. I'm just going to pop them up here, and I've wrapped up your shells as well, and that's safe up there for you. So Tracy, I do hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives, okay? Perfect. Okay, and up next on this evening is Vicky Ball. Vicky, are you here? Vicky Ball, are you here? Oh, I can't get that song out my head. My kids were singing it, but they only know that little line. I don't think there's many words in that song actually. But yeah, I just can't get that little section. Excuse me, I'm ever so sorry. That snuck up on me there. So, Vicky Ball, are you here? Vicky, hello. So Vicky, you have a Bags of Plenty. Now the bag that is left is Yellow Smiles. Can you just confirm that you're happy to have Yellow Smiles there for me? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells, my lovely? So I'm just going to grab this over here. So Vicky, Yellow Smiles, can you confirm, are you happy to have this one and would you like to keep or would you like to donate? Happy with the yellow smiley face, donate the shells. Also emailed the loyalty card. Yep, I've got the loyalty card added on already. That's absolutely fine. Okay, we'll open up this and then we'll do the loyalty card afterwards, my lovely. So you've got the yellow parcel. If you just saw me take that out there, let's go down and get them open, and we're donating the shells. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 oysters and a pendant, and you can see there's nothing else in there. So 3 oysters and a pendant. So with your pendant, you have this one. Again, new pendant, not on the website yet. I love it. So it's like this 3D flower. If I hold it up, you can see it's sort of 3D dimension. It comes outwards at you. Your pearl is going to sit in the center here of this flower. Okay, so then the petals sort of come up and go towards, like a flower does, the pearl, which is the center. Now the reverse of this one is quite interesting because it's very textured. As you can see there, you've got the 925 silver stamp in the center there. You can see that slightly, but it's on the reverse side, so it shouldn't affect the visual of this pendant at all. But I love it because it does have this texture on the back, and you can sort of see the curvature of the petals there as well that way. So your pearl is going to sit in the center of that flower there, Vicky. I do hope you're happy with that one. So 3 oysters alongside that flower, so you'll have some pearls loose as well. Now let me just get these open for you. I'm donating the shells. Would there be a certain colour that you're hoping for? Now you've seen what item of jewellery it is. 3 oysters. First oyster, let's get him open. So in here, there's one side and the other side. And your first oyster has given you a chocolate. And there's no more in that one. So a chocolate pearl to start with there. I'm just drying him up. And if I hold him up so you can have a closer look. So chocolate pearl to start with. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side, and in here you have a autumn peach. There's no more in that one. Beautiful, quite a light but bright autumn peach there. And then moving on to your last oyster, Vicky. There's one side and the other side. Oh, and in here you have another darker pearl. There's no more in that one. And you have another darker chocolate actually, but this one's slightly darker than the first chocolate out. So you've got a lighter chocolate, this is a darker chocolate, and you've got that autumn peach as well. Vicky, oh sorry, let me get it, there we go. Vicky, what do you think to these colours, my lovely? And which one would you like on that pendant? So the slightly lighter in the first chocolate that was out is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the slightly darker chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8 as well. What do you think? Which one would you like on that pendant? Let me bring you back up. What do you think, Vicky? Gemma, they use them in different activities, crafting, learning about the world, learning about different textures, just general play, role play. Yep, they just use them in lots of different ways. I clean them and they get sterilised and then they head over. It's a hard decision. You'll go for the autumn peach though. Perfect. I've got that down for you. You also have an additional oyster opening then as well, Vicky. What type of oyster would you like that to be? And are we donating those shells as well? Mystery and donate. Vicky, is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? So let me get this open. And let's go down. So your mystery oyster. You have a lighter double pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl, slight pearl blister on the inside there. And I can see a pearl down the bottom, and he's a dark, deeper purple pearl. Okay, so there's no more in that one. Vicky, what do you think to a dark purple? Now with this one, if you're not happy, we can swap him for you. And if you are happy, that's perfect. So just let me know what you think and what you would like to do. So this is your darker purple pearl. What would you like to do, my lovely? You're loving the blues and greens. Like I say, if you prefer to swap him, we can do that for you. If I pop him on the board, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Beautiful. Are you happy with that one, Vicky? If you can confirm for me. I'm just going to bring you back up again. Yes, perfect. Okay, so that's safe on there. Vicky, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I do hope that you'll be happy with everything as well once it arrives. and that's safe up there for you. Perfect. Up next then this evening is Heather Rogers. Heather, are you here? Heather Rogers, are you here? But it's here.
It's a wire, right?
No.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Can we, is it possible? Bronny says hello. Do you want to pop your head in and hi. Bit more. No one can see you. There he is. He was sort of leaning in from over there. Heather, hello, normal oyster and donate. Fab, I don't suppose you want to, while you're here, pass me that bag down there. The normals one. Nope, that one. Amazing, thank you, Bab. Okay, so the normals oyster, donating the shells. Is there a certain colour that you're hoping for, Heather? So let's get him open. And let's go down. So in here, there's one side and the other side. Ooh, and in here you are twinning. Just piece. Oh, so sorry. 1 and 2. You are twinning. I'm just going to have a squidge in here as well. Okay, so there's no more in that one. Bab, what are you doing? So let me just dry these up for you. Now you are twinning with cream twins here. Okay, so what do you think to these twinning cream twins, Heather? Would you be happy with one of those on your jewellery? If you're not happy, I can swap them for you. So cream number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. Cream number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5 as well. What do you think to these, my lovely? Just going to bring you back up here. That's perfect. Can you put the twin on a hoop? Of course I can. It's not a problem. So we're going to have the cream on here and the twin on a hoop fitting. Heather, I've got that down for you. The invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you, and again that will go to the email address that's on the order form. I'm just popping them in here. And Heather, I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And thank you for the donations with your shells. And that's safe up there for you. Bless you, Lorraine. Good night, my lovely. Thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, and up next this evening is Dorothy Dixon. Dorothy, are you here? Oh, it's so warm. I think I'm having a, what they call tropical moment at the same time. Oh. Dorothy Dixon, are you here? Power surge. Yeah, it is. It's just whew, a power surge. It's fine. It'll calm down in a second. Oh. So I'm looking for Dorothy Dixon. Dorothy, if you are here, possibly type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And then if anyone can see Dorothy's comment, please comment on that comment because it will bring it forward so I can see. I'm just holding the fan against my face. Oh. No. Okay, last call for Dorothy. If not, we'll move on. Dorothy Dixon, are you here? Thank you. Okay, so I haven't seen Dorothy, so we're going to move on. Up next is Amy Pearson. Amy, are you here? He didn't that time, Suzanne, no. He's he was looking for, I've got like some charger plugs, so he was looking for that, and then he's come back in with something, and now I don't know what he's gone to go get. I don't know. We'll see when he comes back again. He's probably just pottering around. So I'm looking for Amy Pearson. Amy, are you here? Amy, oh, different name. Let me just go on to here. Oh, bless you, you've added it there. I'm ever so sorry, Amy Christine, ever so sorry. Normally with the checkout forms I get to print them off because they don't print off with the normal order form. Ever so sorry. So when I print off an order when I'm live, I don't always I can't always see that checkout form, so I'm ever so sorry, but hello, thank you for confirming that there. So you've got one opening altogether. You'd like a mystery oyster and to donate your shells. Not a problem. Is there a certain colour that you're hoping for? Okay, so let's go down. Your mystery oyster You have a lighter pop there. Ooh, and in here, there's your mother of pearl. Now I can see straight away you are twinning, and you're twinning with darker, deep TARDIS blue twins. Okay, so there's no more in that one. Twinning TARDIS blue twins here, Amy. There's loads of colours you want. Oh, bless you. Okay, well, what do you think to TARDIS blue? And are you happy with these on your jewellery? Now, you do visually have, which one is it? I think it's this one, which is slightly darker than his twin, but there's not a lot in it at all. Now, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. Let me know if you prefer the slightly darker or the lighter one on the jewellery. Or if you prefer to swap these, let me know what colour you'd like to swap them to. So slightly darker of the two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And slightly lighter of the two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as, oh, buried it there. Well, so they are the same size. What do you think to those? Smaller. They're measuring at the same size. Possibly that one. For a really dark red, and have the dark red on the charm. Oh, that one there, instantly. It's quite a nice dark red. Let me hold this up and just let me know, is this one here dark enough for you? Lobster clip on the other blue, of course you can. Is that red there dark enough? Let me just bring you back up. Perfect. Okay, and red on there. Amy, I'm glad you're happy with those. I'm just going to pop them in here for you. Thank you as well for the donations with your shells. Okay, and the invoice for the lobster fitting will get sent through for you tomorrow, and it will go to the email address that's on your order form. Okay, that's safe up there for you, and I hope that you'll be happy with everything as well once it arrives, my lovely. Perfect. Oh, now I've got the American Pie song stuck in my head. Oh, right, just refresh that. It looks like that is the end of our order list then for this evening. We're going to be live again on Sunday. That'll be around 7:30 BST starting on Sunday. So I hope you all have a brilliant weekend. Yeah, stay safe, and if you're watching the football, enjoy. Take care, guys. Bye.